Let's work through the Chapter 1 practice test together. Write the digit for the given place value and the whole number. So which one is the 10,000s place? Well, that's going to be the 2. How about the hundreds place? Well, that's the 1. So the answer for this one is going to be B. Write the number in words. 61,303. So let's look at the first one. 61,000, 303. That looks pretty good. But let's look at the next one. 61,303. You know, that one looks a little better because remember, a double digit's going to have a hyphen in it. Let's look at the next one. 600,303. You know what? That doesn't quite sound right. 6,100? No, not quite. How about 61,033? No, not that one either. So it looks like 61,303 is our answer. And yep, these can get kind of tricky. Let's add this one together. It's probably easier if you write it out. Remember, we're going to start from the right. 0 plus 5 is 5. 0 plus 7 is 7. 2 plus 1 is 3. And 3 without anything is 3. So it looks like our answer is 3,375. Let's add this one. Once again, we're going to start from the right. 0 plus 9 is 9. 2 plus 3 is 5. 2 plus 7 is 9. So let's look. Where's our answer? Oh yeah, here it is. Let's keep working away. Now look at the little friendly reminder. Your homework is due by 11:59, the day before the test. Let's do this one. We're adding 4,082 plus 9,563. Once again, we're going to start with the right. 2 plus 3 is 5. 8 plus 6 is 14. 1 plus 5 is 6. And 4 plus 9 is 13. Let's see, where's our answer? Oh, here it is. 13,645. Now we're going to start. All right, let's start some subtraction. So I'm going to try to take 7 minus 8, but I can't, right? Because it doesn't work. So I need to borrow. I'm going to borrow from the 8 and put it here. 17 minus 8 is 9. 7 minus 4, 7 minus 3, sorry about that, is 4. So where's my answer? Perfect. Let's work this one together. Remember, we're going to start from the right. 8 minus 3 is 5. I can't take 1 minus 9, so I need to borrow. So now I have 11 minus 9, which is 2. And finally 7 minus 3, which is 4. So where's my answer? Right there. Let's keep doing some subtraction. Remember, we start from the right. 5 minus 3 is 2. 7 minus 1 is 6, but I can't take 2 minus 6, so I have to borrow. Borrowing from the 6 leaves a 5, and I put my 10 there. 12 minus 6 is 6, and 5 minus 3 is 2. So where's my answer? There we go. Work the chain multiplication. Remember, it doesn't matter if we multiply horizontally or vertically. It's still going to be the same. 2 times 6 is 12. Don't forget to multiply by the 3. 12 times 3 is 36. Perfect. Let's keep going. This one is written horizontally, but it's easier solved vertically. Okay, 9 times 4 is 36. 4 times 4 is 16, plus 3, 16, 17, 18, 19. There's my answer. Let's work this one. 1 times 4, 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 9 is 36. So where's my answer? Oh, here we go. Awesome. Wow, this is going to be a little longer, but we can do it. Let's get started. 7 times 4 is 28. 7 times 4 is 28, plus 2 is 30. Remember, we need to add our 0. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 4 is 8. Now we're going to add down. 8 plus 0 is 8. 0 plus 8 is 8. And 3 plus 8 is 11. I wonder where my answer is. Yay! Awesome! Write the division problem using 2 other symbols. So let's look at this one for a second. This means 5 divided into 40 gives us 8. That would be the same thing as 40 divided by 5 is 8. So where are we going to find that? Let's look here. Well, this thing, sorry about that, is the same as 40 divided by 5 is 8. Wow, looks like it's this one. But this one is true. That's cool, but we're trying to write the division problem, not a multiplication problem. Let's look at this one. 5 divided by 8 is not 40. Nope. This one is true, but it's not what it's asking. This is actually... So this is this, not this guy. So it's not that answer either. It has to be A. Now this is a major trick question, so you need to be careful, because even though this is true, it's not answering our problem. Divide using long division. Let's do it. Okay, so we have 43. Well, let's see. I'm picking 2 because I know 2 times 4 is 8, and I'm trying to get the 8 here. So 3 times 2, 6. 2 times 4 is 8. Let's try 3. Well, I know that's not going to work because 4 times 3 is 12. But let's do it anyway because we might need it later. 3 times 3 is 9. 4 times 3 is 12. Well, this is the one I need. So there's my 2. I'm going to put 86. And I'm going to subtract. 7 minus 6 is 1. I'm going to bring down my 1. So let's look at this. Does 43 go into 11? Nope. So that's why I put a 0 here. So what's my remainder? 11. And awesome. Let's try this one. So 4 goes into 5 once. So I know it's just going to be 1. I don't have to do any extra multiplication yet. And I'm going to subtract 8 minus 5 and 5 minus 4. Perfect. I'm going to bring down my 5. And now I need to put 45 into 135. Well, I know that 4 times 3 is 12, so that's pretty close. So let's try it. 5 times 3 is 15. 3 times 4 is 12, plus 1 is 13. Hey, look at that! Subtracting, we get 0. We bring down our 0. Now, once again, like the last one, 45 does not go into 0. So I need to put a 0 there. And what's my remainder? 0. Yay! Let's work this one. Okay, this one's a little more interesting, shall we say. 23 does not go into 21. So we need to think about how many 23s go into 217. So, gosh, I don't know. I know that 9 times 2 is 18, and that's close to my 21. So let's do that one. 3 times 9, or 9 times 3, is 27. 9 times 2 is 18, plus 2 is 20. Hey, that's going to be perfect. Because if I did 10, I would end up with 230, and that's too much. And let's subtract. Bring down the 1. Awesome. Well, 9's way too big this time. But I know that 5 times 2 is 10. I'm not saying it's going to work, but let's try it. 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 1 is 11. That's a little too big. Whoops, sorry. Let's try 4. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. Yay, that's going to work. And cool. Subtract. Well, I have to borrow, but I can't borrow from here because it's a 0, so I have to go way over here and borrow. And borrow again. Okay, that's a 9 there. Okay, 11 minus 2 is 9. 9 minus 9 is 0. And then we have a 0. So all we have is a 9. Cool. We don't have to write this 0. Doesn't matter. Now let's bring down our 1. 92 is too big. Okay, so it probably is a 3. So 23 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 2 is 6. Perfect. So we're going to write 69. I can't take 1 minus 9, so I have to borrow. Okay, hopefully you can see my 8 there. 9 minus 11, of course, is 2. 8 minus 6 is 2. 23 does not go into 22, so that's our remainder. So our answer is 943 with a remainder of 22. And a little smiley face, because that's the answer. Round the number to the nearest 10, nearest 100, and nearest 1,000. Let's write this one out. Let's round this one to the nearest 10 first. We underline the 10 spot, and we look to the right. Since it's not 5 or bigger, 6 remains the same. So this is rounded to the nearest tens. Now we need the nearest 100. Let's write the number out again. We underline it. Look to the number next door. Oh, that's bigger than 5. So, yay! Last but not least, nearest 1,000. Once again, let's write it out. Underline the 1,000 spot to its neighbor. Oh, It's bigger than 5. So what I did was I rounded the number that I underlined, and everything else is a 0. Just like here, I rounded this one up, everything else is 0. So let's look for our answer in the possible answers. So won't be this one. Could be this one. Nope. 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 Yep. Yeah. Okay, so let's write this one out. So let's review for a second. These are the ones. Ones, thousands, millions, and billions. Wow. So I'm rounding to the nearest million. This is the million spot. I look next door. Since it's less than 5, I leave it and make all the rest zeros. There's my hundreds. There's my thousands. Why do I keep saying that? There's my thousands. And there's my ones. So let's see. That was kind of a doozy. Identify the exponent and the base, and then simplify the expression. Well, remember, this is your base, and this is your exponent. So what does this mean? Oh, well, 6 times 6 times 6. 6 times 6 is 36. Times 6 is 216. Now, I'll give you a little bit of a hint. We know that 6 times 6 is at least 36. So simplified, it can't be that one, and it can't be that one. It turns out that the simplified is 216, so we can pretty much guess it's going to be 216 without having to multiply too much. This is my base. So let's look. Which one of these has 6 as a base? This one. Nope. So it has to be D. Find the square root. So we're looking for two numbers that are exactly the same that multiply to 36. A lot of you are thinking, well, 4 times 9 is 36, and that's true. But these numbers are not exactly the same, so we can't use it. This is where your multiplication skills come in real handy, because 6 times 6 is 36. They're the exact same number, so it turns out the square root of 36 is 6. Simplify the expression by using the order of operations. Ooh, no problem, right? Let's write it out. So let's start. Do we have any parentheses? No. Do we have any exponents? No. Do we have any multiplication or division? Yes. And we always start left to right. So we're going to multiply these two together. 6 times 5 is 30. 73 minus 30 times 2. Awesome. But we still have a multiplication, so we still need to do that one. 73 minus 30 times 2 is 60. Yay. Now, our last part is to subtract. 73 minus 60. We don't have to carry. Forget that. I don't know what I'm talking about. 3 minus 0 is 3. 7 minus 6 is 1. So it turns out that our answer is 13. Another orders of operation, but we got it. So the first thing is to do anything in parentheses, but also to do any square roots. So let's look. We got to do this one. So the square root of 25, hopefully you remember we're looking for two numbers multiplied together that are the same that give us 25. and that's 5 times 5, which gives us 5. So the square root of 25 is 5. Now let's start. Do I have any multiplication division? Yes. You always start from the left. It doesn't matter if this was division first, we always start from the left. 5 times 3 is 15. And 15 divided by 5 is 3. Awesome. And a little tip, if you do this on your test, and maybe you make a small error, I'm still going to give you points for it. If you didn't have any of this on your test and you have the wrong answer, you get 0 points. So showing your work will help you get something called partial credit. And partial credit is better than no credit, trust me. We've been doing perfect so far, so let's keep up the good work. Let's write this one out. We don't have any parentheses, and we don't have any square roots, and we don't have any exponents. But do we have multiplication division? Yes. And like I said in the last one, you do multiplication division whichever comes first. And in this case, division comes first. So 20 divided by 4 is 5. And it's a good idea to write the whole thing out. So let's continue. There's another multiplication. 5 times 2 is 10. So remember, we need to do all of the multiplication and division. So we still need to do this one. 18 divided by 6 is 3. And finally, 10 plus 3 is 13. Yay! Let's work this one together. The first thing we look at is, do we have any parentheses? Yes. So we need to work in the parentheses first. So I have 13 minus 11, which is 2. 2 plus 3 is 5. Cool. Do I have anything else in parentheses? No. Do I have any square roots? No, but I do have exponents. 2 to the second is 4, because 2 times 2 is 4. 5 squared means 5 times 5, which is 25. And 4 plus 25 is 29. Calm down. Here's a word problem, but we can do it. A concrete curb is to be built around a parking lot. How many meters of curb will be needed? So now we're not talking about area. Of course, it gives it away. It's perimeter. We're talking about perimeter because we're just as if we're putting up a gate. Okay? So perimeter, we just add all the sides together. It probably would have helped if I wrote them up and down. So I have 4, 8, and then, so I did those two. So 84 plus 51. Okay, so now I'm going to add those. So it's 168. You could also do the formula, if you remember it, twice the length plus twice the width. Here is my length. Here is my width. 2 times 51 is 102. 2 times 33 is 66. And 102 plus 66 is 168. So it doesn't matter how you do it. And Here we go. There are 1,190 students registered at Lincoln Community College. 516 of them are men. How many women are registered? 1,190 are the number of students. If there's some epidemic where all the men can't make it to school, we would subtract to figure out how many women will be coming to school. So 0 minus 6, I can't do that. So I'm going to borrow. 10 minus 6 is 4. 8 minus 1 is 7. But once again, I can't take 1 minus 5, so I have to borrow. 11 minus 5 is 6. So there are 674 women. Yeah, use the line graph to answer the question. The line graph shows the 2001 sales data for the Big D company. Which month had the lowest sales? So the side here is sales. Which one is the lowest? Right here. Which month had the lowest? The second month. On a side note, which one had the highest? Which one had the highest sales? Looking for the very top. That would be month 12. Find the numbers that are divisible by 3. Now remember, I told you that I would put this one in there. So we could go through and divide them all by 3. Well, so 12 is definitely divisible by 3. We know that our answer is either this one or this one. It's not going to be this one, and it's not going to be this one. We could just take 105. Take 105 divided by 3, and see that it works. Let's do 98. So I can show you what does not work. When it's divisible, it means it goes into it perfectly. This has a remainder, so that is not going to work. So this is definitely our answer. Unless you remember the divisibility rules, that's awesome. But this is another way to decipher the answer. So here's your reminder. The homework is due by 11:59 p.m. the day after the test. Let me know if you're having any problems with Math Excel or any problems with the questions. The day after the test, remember, if you can't make it the day after the test, you can come the day after the test, but that's also a finish your homework day. So that's a perfect day to ask me questions too. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you in class.